I saw that this video was trending on my YouTube page, so I decided to recreate it, this time with better light and new updated products. There have been so many great concealers, eye creams on the market, and even some color correctors. So let's get right into it. How to conceal facial darkness, under eye darkness, and really brighten your face and your under eyes. Just like if we were doing our face base, our face makeup, we want to hydrate and prep our base, our canvas. So here are a couple of my favorite hydrating eye creams. Now, a lot of you messaged me in that video privately saying that an eye cream is not working. It actually causes your under eye makeup to be really heavy and decrease. So if an eye cream is not working, I would try a product like this one from L'Oreal. This is an eye serum, so it's gonna be much lighter, and this applicator that you see has a cooling effect, so it's also gonna help to depuff. When you're applying your under eye products, tap it in with your ring finger that has the least force. You want to be really gentle on this area and just allow that to dry. You don't want to rush through this. You want each product, each layer to dry and set properly. Once your eye cream, your eye serum has dried, we're going to go in with the color corrector. This one by L'Oreal is my favorite. It's for your full face, but I've just been using it under my eyes and around my mouth. That's where I have the most darkness and dullness, the areas that I really want to brighten up. So a little does go a long way. We'll just put a little underneath our eyes and around my mouth. Next, find which beauty tool, beauty applicator works best for you. Some people like brushes better, some people like sponges. I do want to add that using a sponge, it might soak up all of the color corrector, defeating the purpose. So lately, I've been loving a brush to blend in my color corrector, and I'll just dab that in ever so gently underneath my eyes and then around my mouth. And then what I'll do with the excess is I'll just dab it in underneath my chin, because that area has been a little dark too. Now this next step is optional, but I know a lot of people do this. Sometimes I do this myself. I'll take a powder, a loose powder, or a powder like this Revlon blurring powder. This one is finely milled, so it's perfect for the under eyes. So all you'll do is take a little on your sponge or your brush and dab that over your color corrector to set it. Now we're going to conceal. So I do recommend a pot concealer. Pot concealer is the best for your under eyes, but there are a bunch of great concealers on the market and ones that I've been using daily. I love this one by Urban Decay Quickie Concealer is great. This one from It Cosmetics really brightens your under eyes, so this is a great option. Recently, I've been using this one from Huda Beauty. I would say this one and this one from Dior are my go-to for every day. This one from Too Faced is also really great at brightening and really making your under eyes awake. I like to mix this with my darker concealers. I do unfortunately have a lot of concealers that are a shade too dark for me, so this one is a good one to blend in with that. My go-to is a triangle or a complete swipe. So see how much concealer you like, you want. It's really up to you. There's no wrong way to do makeup. I'll also go ahead and put a little concealer around my mouth area, because again, we're trying to brighten and conceal those areas. I let the concealer sit for 1 to 2 minutes. After 1 to 2 minutes, I'll take my sponge and my makeup setting spray. Switch the makeup sponge, look up, and blend out the concealer. When you look up, you're thoroughly ensuring that all of this area will be covered. And I like to conceal not only this area, but I take the concealer down against my nose so that everything gets blended. And then I'll close my eye and dab the concealer around my eye area. As you can see, the eye looks a lot brighter compared to when we started this video, or even you can see the darkness right here. It's a huge difference. So whatever is left on the sponge, I will go ahead and blend here, and then also my chin area. And then the same thing on the other side, just look up so everything is thoroughly blended out. Close your eye so you can prep your eyelid and also conceal any darkness or uneven skin tone here. And then take it down to your nose so everything is blended. Blend the area around the mouth. And then take the excess on your chin or wherever you're looking to conceal. Okay, so the concealer is thoroughly blended out. You can see a huge difference. My eyes are much more brighter and awake. Even around my mouth area, there's no darkness. Next, I'll go in with a loose powder, or again, this powder from Revlon, this blurring powder, is a finely milled fine powder, so it's going to look really nice on the under eye area. I like to get a powder that's a shade lighter than I would wear around my entire face. That really helps to seal the deal, so to say. My under eyes are very bright and awake. such a big difference. My eyes are so much brighter, awake. There's no dullness. You can't see the color corrector. A tip that I forgot to mention is that when you are blending your concealer, make sure you are pressing the concealer in using a pressing or stippling motion. You don't want to move the concealer around with your brush or sponge because that will also move the color corrector. So we don't want to move the color corrector. We want to keep the color corrector in place. So just use a tapping, dabbing, stippling motion with your sponge or your brush. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I'll meet you beauties back here for a final look. Alright beauties, here is my completed makeup look. As you can see, the under eyes are looking very bright and vibrant. There's no dullness, no darkness, and we cannot see any of the color corrector that we used. So that means we blended it out perfectly. I hope these tips and tricks work out for you. Let me know what video you want to see next.